DJ Durong from Hot 702.5 in Las Vegas, it's time to come together. Rainbow Dreams Educational Foundation presents the 24th annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival going down Saturday, June 21st from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Expo at World Market Center, and it's free to the public. Catch R&B icon Tweed live on stage, plus performances by Kiss Kiss and the Squad, Darnell Alexander, Unk and the Nephews, and Las Vegas's pop princess Ray Millie. Hosted by DJ Ambeezy with Not a Boy DJ and DJ Kelly J on the ones and twos. Stop by and visit the Hot 702.5 FM live remote tent and check in with our on-air personalities. Shop the vendor marketplace, hit up the food trucks, and enjoy surprise guests throughout the night. Presented in partnership with Google, MGM.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California's sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Karen Avenue, Suite
Anybody got those
209,
questions out there that y'all want to answer?
702
I got a couple of them that came across the wire a little bit earlier.
Reach them at thescifcenter.com.
What's up, K.A. Garcia? What's going on with you? Yeah, Kimmy Kim in the building. But yeah, so anybody that's got any of those other additional questions to ask to me out there, this is your time. This is the moment. If you got some questions you've been wanting to ask about some health issues that maybe somebody in your family may be going through, or somebody that you may want them to get checked out about, I want y'all to have this opportunity to ask said questions right here, right now. What's up, my Hot 7025 family? We say you stopping by just to see what's going on, Andrew. Now, I mean, any Dre now. My bad. What's going on with you? But yeah, we right here. If y'all got questions, you can also call in 702-551-5261, and we'll get you on the line right here with me as well. But we got them all answering them today. So I'm gonna start on off again. I want to thank everybody, every single person that either sent me a text, sent me a DM, sent me any type of messages, picked up the phone and called me. I've had people stop by and see me. And that right there in itself, you know, pull up on the player. If you got my location, not like that, not if you stalking my location. If you know my location, and if you've known my locations where I might be, then don't be afraid to pull up. You know, let me know you coming. Let me make sure we got enough room for everybody to be where we gonna be. But pull on up on me, man, because I'm a little bit different. What's going on, Faith Works? Good to see you, my sister. I'm a little bit different than your average bear, man. So I've realized that this being my second go round with this cancer removing surgery. Thank you, my sister. I appreciate you. And that's why I want to say thank you to everybody who took the time out to say something. Because it doesn't take a whole lot. With me, it don't take a whole lot. It doesn't take a whole lot to, you know, just to tap in. Like I say, tune in and tap in with me. That's all I ask people to do. Just tap in with me. Let me know that you understand what's going on. You got a feeling about what's going on. And I appreciated every word, well wish, every prayer. Like, I was down and out one day, like feeling kind of bad, you know, like, damn, like, because some of the people who I just knew that I would hear from, I did not hear from. And some people that I never thought I'd hear from again in life. What's going on, old Bizzle, for Shizzle? Uh, a lot of people, some people I never thought I'd hear from again in life. People who I haven't heard from since I was 5, 6, 7 years old. You know, like friends of my mom and friends of the family reached out to me. And some of the ones who I just knew that I was going to have my phone blowing up from ain't heard a peep. And so I was feeling real down and out one day, right? Because one of the questions somebody asked me, it says, were there moments where you felt like giving up? If so, what happened to help you move forward, right? Uh, that's what I'm talking about, Any Dre. Now I'm glad to be up and about it too, you know? Uh, and this was one of those moments when I felt like, damn, I'm feeling mighty bad. You know what I mean? Like, so it was like, let me take this hat off, man. Yeah, if y'all ain't know, I went Covalis out here. No more waves for the babes out here. I'm out here at Covalis. But, I was feeling real down and out one day. And then I was about to send some messages to some people that I just knew that I was supposed to have heard from. This is my thinking. It's not the creator's words, not the creator's thinking. There was some people and some words that I knew that I was supposed to have had. Oh, you said turn it horizontal and make it better. There we go. We got you. I got you. But yeah, I knew of some people who I knew that I was supposed to have heard from, and I was fingers going. And then I was like, I'm gonna delete it. And I'm a big time voice texter, right? Anybody who knows me know I'm old man to the fullest, and I'm voice texting. So I'm about to hit record on these voice texts. And then the creator said, don't do that. Check your DMs on every site. And so I did. So I went into my DMs, not just my poster board or anything like that, to my actual direct messages. And man, when I say the messages that flowed there is where I saw people who I hadn't seen in 20, 30, 40 years. And it was real, true, genuine words of encouragement, real, true, genuine words of care. And that made all the other people who I thought were missing non-existent to me. The thoughts and feelings I thought I was supposed to get from those people multiplied tenfold in my DMs, multiplied tenfold in my Insta message boxes and on other sites. Like I went to pages that I hadn't touched in years, and something, within those messages where people were able to, I ain't been on Snapchat in I don't know how long, right? But I got some Snapchat messages that was like, chin, how I always say, keep your chin parallel with your path. Somebody repeated that to me. I got a letter from my homeboy who was in the penitentiary, wishing me well, sending me prayers. Like, these are people, he got to think about me. He got to think about that time he doing, right? But he took out the time to send me a letter through JPay, an email, and say, hey, keep your chin parallel with your path, my brother. You're going to be all right. And so those things were like the biggest, people ask like, well, how you feel? And I feel great, because I've been uplifted so much by those people who have actually took the time out to say, I'm in your corner. I see you. I hear you. You got this, right? A lot of people were telling me like they didn't even know I was sick, sick or whatever you want to call it. That had been diagnosed or whatever you want to call it, because I don't like to give power to the word. What I mean? I call it, I'm a crusher of the word, And they didn't even know, because based off how I carry myself, right? And again, like I told y'all before, like somebody asked me, how do I keep myself so positive? And I say, because my blood type is B positive. I can't do anything else. Positivity runs through my veins, and it's meant for me to be that, right? But don't let it be thought that that's just naturally in me. No, it takes some uplift from the people on the outside looking in. It takes some people from the inside looking out at others like, nah, come on. My wife, MVP. She been the MVP. You said the ball giving you life. That's what I'm talking about, E. I'm liking it. I'm embracing it. Because, my thing was always thought like, okay, one, I don't want to cut my head bald and people think it's because of cancer. Let me start right there, right? And two, like, my head got a few different shapes, but I've grown into it. And I think the beard is kind of like keeping it a little balanced. So thank you for that extra word of encouragement. I appreciate that message coming across the board right there, E. That's what I'm talking about. But like a lot of these things that have helped me get up and be up and still have this va-va-voom. I'm not even 7 days out the hospital. And I was asking God this morning, like, am I part alien, part angel? Like, why? I'm not why, but how do I keep rejuvenating in the way that I do? I mean, I've got my doctors looking at me like, man, what? Bruh, sit down. Like, well, you sure you? And I'm up. I am up, active. When I say I'm good, I'm low key good. I'm almost back to square one in my mind. Now I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna press it because I do still have 8 staples in my stomach. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. 8 staples, 6 holes. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that in my stomach. If I lift my shirt up, you think I've been in a prison war. No lie. Because I've been hit that many times, that many holes. I had 5 from the last one from the prostate surgery. This one, they hit me with 7 new holes in my gut, including the one with the 8 staples in it, right? So now I'm sitting over here looking like I've been in like Lean on Me American Me Part 2. You know what I mean? Like I'm the one getting thrown over the rail or something. What's up, DJ Tone? Tone Arms. What's going on with you, big bro? But yeah, so a lot of people, like I said, people have sent me questions. So don't be shy. Don't be, it's okay to ask somebody like me because I feel like I was given these diagnoses for a reason, right? I was given these double diagnoses for a reason. I said it back in the day. I was laughing and being jovial with it and saying like, God gave me the ones I can get rid of so it give me some voom, voom, voom to talk ish about it, right? And not in no disrespectful type of way, but more like, this is what can happen, and this is what we doing. This is what we got going on. What's going on, Sapphire Gardner? What's going on, May Flower? 2 of my sisters just bumped into the building. What's happening with y'all? Kiki from the 313. What up, though? What's up, Coliolio? Best neighbor on the planet. All my sisters tapping in. Like, that's what I'm saying. Stuff like this is the fuel that gets me back, that gives me my Wolverine abilities. You understand what I'm saying? And God answered me this morning. He said, nah, bro. He said, little son, you part angel. So you got a message to deliver. So, even though your wings was clipped for a minute, this is how you go rejuvenate them. They're going to grow to the next size, right? You're going to grow into this, fly to the next level of your life. And by doing that, you can't do it quietly. Anybody knows me, I'm usually only on social media 1 day of the week. I'm on here today, normally. But now God said you got to be ready to speak your truth because there's people that need to hear you on Tuesday. There's people that need to hear you on Friday. There's people that need to hear you on Monday. So I got to find a way to kind of tap in with y'all all the time, as much as I can, because people not always on here on Wednesdays. They may not be available on Wednesdays from 3 to 4 Pacific Standard Time. They may not be available for that time. So I got to be able to kind of get this message out to y'all in so many different ways. But I first want to start by saying thank you to everybody who gave a damn and just said, yo, head up, soldier, or prayed for me. I've got voice text, people praying too, and like they'll send 2-3 texts because they only get a minute to give it on Facebook, on Messenger. But I've got voice text on my phone, 4, 5, 6 minutes long, people praying over me, spitting it in tongues even, because they cared enough. God sent people, put them in your life, to make sure that you covered so you can come out and do the covering that he's preparing you for. And that's what he told me. He said, be prepared to be able to cover some people with what your knowledge is in regards to this. Because somebody asked me the question. It says, what was different emotionally or mentally about facing a second cancer diagnosis, especially within the last 2 years? And I said, this time around, like the first time, I was scared. Stop it, Kiki. The first time, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared out of my mind. I didn't know what to expect. Stage 4 prostate cancer. Boom. I'm thinking I'm dying. And in actuality, I was, but in God's eyes, I wasn't. I wasn't dying. So what was happening was it was a death of some old part of me. And this is the different part in this mental capacity on this second go round. Yeah, I know it was only stage 1 in my kidney, but it still was cancer. It still was a tumor, right? They still got the biopsies that they taken care of, the stuff like that, the cultures that I still got to go get on the 11th to get a recap to see what's happening, and so they can tell me when I get these staples out, right? But this time around, I was actually sick. I was coming off of a cold going into the hospital. So I didn't know if they were going to push it back. They were like, "Nah, you okay, whatever, whatever." I completely disclosed everything. So the first time I was scared, the second time I was sick. But I didn't let the fear creep in with the sickness, because I would have been way down and out. Because when I first got out of surgery, man, I was coughing, respiratory stuff. You know, you get intubated, it's going to cause even more respiratory garbage to be in your throat and your esophagus and everything, right? So I was in there back down bad the first couple days. Like, oh man, I'm talking about I couldn't cough, I couldn't laugh, I couldn't do anything. And damn sure wouldn't be doing nothing like this. Like that Wednesday, the day after, oh man, I'm talking about it was gurgling when I talked. And all that was a purge. A purge. That once that left my chest yesterday, really, to be honest, I'm not even gonna lie to you, to this morning, when I decided I was gonna come on here today and give this recap, once that left and that purge left me, now I'm clear in here in my heart and in my chest to say it with my chest. So now I can express exactly what I've been feeling. So to answer the question, what's different between the first time mentally and the second time mentally is the first time I was afraid, the second time I was prepared. Because I was sick, it had me with a little bit of like, chill out. Don't think you know too much. I think that was a way for me to kind of sit down and chill a little bit. Because if I would have came into this second one like with nothing wrong and just going into a surgery like, what's happening? Let's go. Let's go roller skating. Let's go play golf. What's our tee time? Even though I can't swing a club right now, it'll kill me. It'll rip my stitches wide open. It'll rip my stitches wide open. And my stomach look like it got a face on it. Under my navel look like a face right now. I'm not even going to lie to you. What's going on, Shy Kyler? What's going on? Robert Cool in the building. But yeah, so I've been on my, somebody asked me were there any change. Another one of the questions was as far as health and recovery. It says, have you had to change your diet or any lifestyle changes, exercise, stress management, post-diagnosis? One of the things, as you see right now, I'm sipping on some soursop tea. I got it in my little ball right here. It's all in there. Everybody that's been hitting me, of course, they always talk about, love you too, bro. Everybody that's been hitting me, make sure you get your soursop. Get your soursop. I thank y'all for reiterating it to me to let me know I'm not doing this in vain. I drink, instead of coffee now, I drink soursop tea. Anybody know me know I was a coffee head every day, but now I'm soursopping it. Every day, twice a day, like as many times as I can. Like instead of sipping on something else, like a juice, I'll pour me some tea. And if it get cold, then I'll just let it chill for a second and be like cold brew. I'll put it over some ice if I want to, but I'm still getting that guabayana. So this got the real leaves, the whole nine. I'm not gonna play around with y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know the real deal. I'm out here for real with it. I'm telling you, letting you know for real. Like, and this is something I tell people as well. Like moving forward, if you got anything that like this in your life, and what these guabayana leaves do, the soursop tea does, it acts almost like a healthy, more clear, more pure chemotherapeutic, like, defeater of cancer. Dr. Sebi lived by it. Dr. Yaku lived by it. Like people, other ancestors and with whom I'm spoken with, and they tell me all about it. So it can't just be just a facade or something that's a new fad. Nah, this is real deal. And I believe it's helping me work. I believe it's helping me get myself together to the point where like, yeah, man, you got this, dog. You got this. So again, plus big ups to all y'all that's giving me all the advice on what to have, changes in my diet. My partner, RJ King, man, was one of the first people to hit me on my first diagnosis, and his specialty in his profession at first was like oncology, like medicine, right? Prescriptions and stuff. And first thing he told me was cut out my dairy, get rid of all that. And if I'm eating red meat, stop it. Don't be eating that pork either, because these are things that are going to, not really pork, just more processed meats. So like smoked sausage, and everybody know me. I love me a good old Hillshire Farm smoked sausage. So if I'm a splurge on something, it's gonna be something like that. But I'm not you gonna catch me eating any steaks or anything along those lines. So, you know, keep those questions rolling. So again, I'm thankful to people like RJ who hit me with that in the beginning, who had me prepared for even now. What's going on? I am Courtney, little sister in the building. Um, again for all another one, as I am Courtney. She's my nurse, one of my nurses. I got plenty of sisters and cousins and friends who are nurses and in the medical field, and they all been hit me with the same info. Sour sop, stop eating this stuff, stop eating that stuff, stop eating this. And I listened. I really, really did. Because one thing about this disorder or this condition or disease, or whatever you want to call it, is humbling. It's humbling as Hello Kitty. It's humbling as hell. Man, it'll make you stop in the middle of a sentence like, damn, what? And again, to be diagnosed with 2 cancers within 2 weeks and to have 2 surgeries within 2 years is unheard of. I ain't never heard of it before. So again, I feel like I was chosen for a reason so I can help y'all understand, like, dang, this dude is like really spitting about this stuff. And because it has changed my life so much, not just from the health perspective of it, but from the way I look at how I move and how other people move in accordance to me. If that makes sense. So again, I could have been beer face about the ones who I expected to hear from and I didn't. But you say, honest question, have you given yourself grace in the midst of all of this? And that's an excellent question, I am, Courtney. I appreciate that question. And yes, I have found a way to give myself grace in all of this, because at first I was like, I never asked God why me. But I did ask, like, what I do to get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did I do? Not why I deserve it, but like, is there something I did? Is it something I ate? Is it some drugs I was taking back in the day? Like, what is it? Would you say keep your testimony going from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet? And I will, because people covered me and prayed for me to be covered from those, from one bookend to the other. It's only 5 feet 5 inches. It ain't a whole lot to cover. So come on with keep the prayers coming. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing about it is, like, I've allowed myself to find the grace in it somewhere, Courtney. And that was a really big thing for me. For me to be able to at least find how to allow myself to, through it all, allow people to help me and not try to do it all by myself. Allow people to, advise me and not think I know it all myself. Again, like I said, this was a very, very, very humbling experience. Humbling. You can act like Superman all you want to, but when that kryptonite hits you, you don't know what to do. You crumble. The biggest bear will fall to be able to get hit like this. And don't get me wrong, I've fallen to my knees at night to pray, to my knees in the morning to give thanks. Because I didn't have to make it off those tables. March 25th, 2024, I could have been dead on the table then. May 27th, 2025, I could have been dead on the table then. I could be dead now in the Matrix and not even knowing I'm talking. I'm thinking I'm talking to y'all and this can be a whole nother dream. I don't know, but I'm going to keep talking because I got a feeling of life inside of me, a rebirth of life inside of me. And again, it's due to a lot of that surrounds me. Yes, my attitude and my drive and my thought processes have a lot to do with it, but those things were molded the way in which they were because of people like y'all who have tapped in with me, for me, on my behalf, because you really don't know who's with you till you don't see who's with you and the stuff's still moving. Like, people always keep asking, like, anything I can do for you? Like, I really don't know much that can be done. If anything, just send me some food. Just send me some food, dog. That's it. Like, my wife's job sent some food. Like, people from her gig brought some food over. Like, some of our friend Fernando and, Kim and them, they brought me my La Croix that I love. Like, it's little stuff like that helps fill in and put the crack between the gaps. You know what I'm saying? Puts the mold between the gaps, the putty or whatever you want to call it. Like it fills them in and it keeps anything from missing a beat. You know? So let me get to another one of these questions that somebody he said, how are you currently feeling physically, mentally after the second surgery? Like I said, this one here was more along the lines of like, once I got past that cough, what's going on, Pammy T? Uh, you know, once I got past that cough, I feel like I'm really back on my feet. Like if it weren't for these staples that if I brush up against them too fast or something like that, I'd probably be feeling a little bit different. I'd probably be on the golf course somewhere. If they glue, because the rest of my holes in my body are glued up with this Durabond or whatever they call it, Dermabond or something bond. It's super glue of the skin, basically. If it wasn't for these staples, then I might be on the golf course somewhere. What's up, Scarlett O'Hara? I probably would. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And it's not because I want to take it for granted or anything like that. It's just I'm my team, my circle, my tribe, like they've helped me heal. Like for instance, this hospital where I got my surgery done at, they sent me an AI survey, right? And it was actually one of the coolest surveys I've ever been a part of, especially with it being artificial intelligence, right? But one of the questions they asked me is like, what has been my highlight since I've been home? And quick, no questions asked, I answered my youngest grandson. My youngest grandson has been like my beacon of light. Like I ain't supposed to be picking him up, but come on now. Because I'm not supposed to lift over 20 pounds. And he's like 23, 24 pounds right now. But like he's just been so warm and welcoming, right? Don't get, yeah, my wife, she here, my daughter, she here, stuff like that. But at the same time, he has been like my little spark plug that's kept me moving, kept me going, kept me on my feet. Because the physical therapist at the hospital asked me, do you have stairs at home? I said, yep, tri-level. He said, perfect. I need you to go up and down them every single day. Every single day. And that's to keep the lower abdominal muscles and stuff from like tightening up and not getting any work. Because as you see, I'm sitting up. I'm not laid out on the bed or anything like that. Again, I feel miraculous. And what I mean by that, like I really mean it in every capacity of the word. I feel like a miracle has occurred within me. So I feel miraculous. And to feel this way really puts me on a trajectory to let's get the message out. You can't sit on your hands and let this one fizzle, William. You cannot. 360. Whatever moniker you want to go by today, sir. All 12 of your names, you cannot go by. You cannot let this one go by, right? So that's another reason why I was glad people were actually, because a lot of times people, they be like, well, thank you, Scarlett O'Hara. I'm glad I'm good too. Appreciate you. A lot of people don't really want to ask, but they do want to know. And that's what this type of forum is all about, right? So I appreciated I am Courtney's question. Like, have I given myself grace in this moment? Like, somebody asked me, what advice would I give to others about recognizing early symptoms or getting screened, especially for men's, and they put in quotes, cancers? I would say just that. First and foremost, get screened for everything. It doesn't cost anything extra. I always tell people all the time, men. If you, for one, make sure we go into the doctor. Because, most of the time, if we don't need stitches or crutches, we're not in there. We're not at the doctor. But again, being humbled by something like that, I thought I was in tip-top shape. I'm in the gym 3 times a week. I'm still, DNF, I mean, damn near 50. And looking, I thought I was good. Nah, dog, the inside was like tick, 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 waiting to explode on my ass. So, fellas, take your butt to the doctor, man. It's not going to take, nobody got to stick a finger up your booty. All you got to say is check my PSA A levels? That's the first question you need to ask, because they'll take one extra vial when they doing all your LDLs, your sugars. They taking all of your cholesterol. All it's gonna be is one extra vial of blood, and they're gonna send that off to check out the prostate specific antigen. So if you can't remember PSA, remember public service announcement. Exactly. Blood draw. Exactly. It's a blood draw. That's all it is. PSA. If you can't remember public service now, please save my ass. That start with that. If you don't want anybody's finger up there, just say, please save my ass test. Oh, they'll be like, oh, you want a PSA? Cool. We just let me tap you down, get some blood, and we're gonna tell you what your numbers are. Now, if your numbers come back funny, then somebody gotta go peekaboo in your booty hole. I ain't gonna lie to you. Somebody gotta check you out, make sure you ain't too swollen, all that kind of stuff. But I didn't know anything about it. You say you do them all day, Scarlett O'Hara. That's what I'm saying. And the messed up part about it is, fellas, they're not gonna give it to us automatically. They're not going to. They are not going to give it to us automatically. We have to ask for them. So ask for the test, fellas. I'm gonna tell y'all on this screen. Ask for the tests. Because if you don't, most of us used to watch G.I. Joe, right? And they would say, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. And it really is, man. It really is. I would have never found the cancer in my kidney if I didn't find the cancer in my prostate first. Yeah, because when I went to get a full body PET scan, again, still nothing poking in me as of yet. We say you're supposed to after 45 should be a part of your annual screening blood test, but it all depends. What's up, Pimper Ken? It all depends on where you are, because here in Nevada, it's not a guarantee. I'm 45 5 years ago almost. You know what I mean? I'm 45 3 years ago, and I found out about this stuff 2 years ago. So they don't automatically test. So that's what I'm telling all men. You have to ask for the PSA test. Please save my ass test. That's the one. It's just a blood draw. They're going to take some blood. They're going to run it to the lab, and they're going to tell you what your numbers are. Mine were ridiculously high, like stupid high, to the point where, it was way, way gone. And the doctor told me that based off my growth rate and how damaged my prostate was, that I had prostate cancer about 10 years. 10 years. I found out when I was 46. My daddy died of colon cancer at 36. But at 36, I could have already had prostate cancer and didn't even know. One didn't cause the other, and they said based off the pathology, that my one didn't cause the other. What'd you say, Courtney? Did you have any symptoms that they informed you or after you diagnosed that you would say to look out for? That's an excellent question. See, the women on here asking the questions for you, fellas. She said, did you have any symptoms that they informed you of after your diagnosis that you would tell men to look for? Yes. Yes. I'm going to tell you straight up. Like, I'm real about it. Like, one of the things that I noticed afterwards is my urine flow wasn't the same. And if I would have thought about that, like, because I went from being able to put out a house fire to not even being able to water the grass. And men know what I'm talking about. You know when your stream get a little weak. If your stream getting weak, that's letting you know it's some pressure on your bladder coming from your prostate. So that is an excellent question, Courtney, to ask. Another one, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I wasn't waking up with morning wood. Yeah, it would get up when I wanted it to get up, but it didn't wake me up anymore. So that right there should have been a signal to me, because your body naturally, all men know we wake up with a flagpole. We supposed to. That when your body's acting naturally, you wake up like that. For one, you got to pee. That's why it's up like that. You got to take a piss. So that's why the first thing you do, you get up, probably pee all on the wall because you're still at a flagpole, right? But I hadn't had one of those in years in the morning. And that's something that could have been looked into way earlier if it wasn't for my ego. And y'all know what I say about ego. When your ego takes charge, it means you're eliminating the greatest outcome. You are eliminating your greatest outcome. And I'm glad these are real life-saving questions and answers, because I want somebody else who may not have had the people in their corner that I got in mind that made sure I checked my shit out. Excuse my language, but that made sure I checked mine out. That everybody may not have that in their corner. So you got me in your corner right now. Warning signs, man. If you ain't waking up with wood, go check your urologist. Go to the urologist and say, can I get a PSA test? That's all you got to do. That's your first step before you do anything else. And it doesn't cost you anything extra. Then you getting a regular wellness blood check, a blood draw. So do not be afraid to ask the questions, or don't be too proud to ask the questions. One of my close friends just came by here the other day. They pulled up on me. My puppy sister and the crew, they pulled up on me. And my friend Shonda said her dad been, dealing with some prostate issues. Henry, I'm talking to you. Her dad been doing prostate issues, and he ain't even went and looked and checked into it. Forget the pride, man. Don't be too proud. Don't be too proud, man. That's one thing I gotta say. Like, you cannot let your ego take the lead, because ego equals eliminating your greatest outcome. So you gotta be digging inside of yourself. Be like, you know what? 360 said some stuff today, man. Let me go check this out. So that was an excellent question, Courtney. That was a hell of a question. Is there anything that they told me about afterwards, or they told me were symptoms of that could have been, looked into earlier? And those were the main two. I told you about the urine stream, the urine's like output. And another thing, let me go, since we talking about pissing, I would get up and pee 12 to 15 times a day. And it was because my bladder would think it's emptying out, but my prostate was so swollen that it would close off the gap. So now it's like, okay, cool, I'm done. And then after that, 20 minutes later, let me drink one beer, or let me drink one pop, or let me drink one bottle of water, and I got to piss again. I got to the point where I stopped wanting to drink water throughout the day. I'm a big-time water drinker. Big-time water drinker. Come on, man. This ain't time for no games, Ken, man. If you're going to be doing all that, bro, let's stop. Let's stop, man. Stop. It's not no time for no games, my nigga. But like, I'm a big-time water drinker. So like, it made me want to stop being that person, because I was getting irritated. Like, why I gotta pee so much? Why do I have to pee so much? And so it was like, that was another sign, because in actuality, like when your prostate gets to like 20 some odd grams, you really in a bad place. Mine was at 48 grams. So what was supposed to be the size of a walnut was the size of a plum, dog. My prostate was the size of a plum, and it's supposed to be the size of a walnut. So that lets me know how much neglect went into that. You understand what I'm saying? Neglect. I neglected myself. So fellas, don't neglect yourselves. Be brave enough to look into what's going on with you. If you pissing 20 times a day, that's not normal, my man. It's not. You know how we can hold it all day till it's time to let it out. You know what I mean? So think about that. Be cognizant of that. When you go to the bathroom in the morning, does it sound like the roaring drum that it used to? Or does it sound like somebody watering a plant and it's an overflow popping into the toilet? Think about this. You got to listen to the sounds of your body. Look at the sights of your body. Feel how your body is changing. Because if we think, I was just chalking it up to old age. Like, well, I ain't waking up with wood. So, long as when I call on my soldier, he salute. That's all that mattered to me, Or if I needed to rev up that old Chevy of mine, rev it up, I can still get it going and then hit the highway for wherever I needed to hit the highway, right? But that wasn't what I needed to be looking at. I needed to be looking at is why is he not beating me out the bed? And as you say, no, they don't. They don't check your levels when you get a physical. They do not check. That's why I said you have to ask for it. This is one test, Ken, you have to ask for. When you get your regular physical, you think you're getting all, your cholesterol checked. You're checking see if you got diabetes, if you pre-diabetic. They do not check automatically. You have to specifically ask for that's why I'm reiterating it over and over and over again, fellas, because I did not know. And I would be remiss if I did not inform y'all. I would be less of who I'm saying I am if I didn't continuously repeat. And they take a little more blood, just one more vial. That's when you ask for it at your exactly like Scarlett O'Hara said. That's when you ask for it at your physical. So what's going on, Sherry Berry? You know what I'm saying? So that's when you go in there and be like, hey, you got to, hey, like, I know you taking 6 vials of blood, but I need you to get one more out me one time because I got a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend who said this is what need to happen. And don't be afraid to be your own advocate in there, because if not, they'll treat you like a number. Don't get me wrong. The medical field in some places, they will treat you just like a stamped, you know? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you say, exactly. That's the truth. Exactly, Courtney. It won't be another poke and then a poke. They just gonna keep adding more vials to the end. You know how they do? It'd be one time, they be like, little pinch, and then they in your arm for like 2 minutes. Like, damn, I'm getting a little queasy. You know what I mean? I hope I get a cookie and some orange juice after all this. You know what I mean? Like, so you can get your PSA levels checked anytime you giving blood if you got a phlebotomist somewhere near you. You understand what I'm saying? So if it's LabCorp or whoever, make sure. What's up, SL the DJ? Make sure that you're going to get all your stuff checked. Don't shy on any of it. Don't think just because the reading, writing, arithmetic of it all is there, the cholesterol, the you know what I mean, your sugars and your blood pressure and all that kind of there. No. You got to be able to say, hey, what else can y'all check for me? What's my electives? I need some elective checking going on. You understand? And these are the ones that you elect to get taken care of because it's something you really want to know about yourself. Because it scared me when my doctor told me that I had prostate cancer for damn near 10 years before I got diagnosed. Thanks, Monty Mott. 10 years. You know how frightening that is? I'm walking around here, a young 36-year-old, thinking I'm all in 38-year-old and 36 through 40. I was a mother. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm a mother, but I really wasn't. I was mother up is what I was, and didn't even know because I'm walking around with my chin parallel to my path, but my nose in the air. What'd you say, Scarlett here? You can even go order the test on your own through Quest Diagnostics. I think it's $50. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, _Willis _82? And that's what I'm saying. $50, you can get the test yourself. So if you don't want to go to the doctor for anything else, you can get this part checked. Because I don't want you over here looking like me with holes all in your gut. I promise, I can't wait to get these staples out so I can take my first shirtless picture. So I can be like, yeah, so I just got out doing 37 years. I'm just playing. What you say? You will need to repost this on all your accounts as a PSA to the fellas. And that's the truth, Nicole. And I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna save my videos and I'm gonna repost it again because this is a public service announcement to all the fellas. I need y'all to get y'all PSA levels checked, guys, because only we can have prostate cancer. Only we have a prostate. Like, we can't get ovarian cancer because we don't have ovaries. This is our side of that, right? So really, 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 fellas, pay attention to your body. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the symptoms. Because that's what these questions are all about. Like I said, people ask me questions. I printed them out. I didn't copy and paste them, put them on paragraphs. What's going on, the real Mr. Cook? And this is something that a lot of fellas don't really ever get checked because most of the time, unless you got a good woman in your life, whether it's your woman, your sister, your mama, somebody female in your life that's making you or suggesting to you that you go to the doctor, most of the time, 90% of us won't even go. But we need to, man. We need to, so we can be around for those people longer. If you got little ones and kids in your life, you got to try to be around for them longer. You got to be able, thank you, appreciate you, Cook. You got to be able to be here for them And by doing these things, these are preventative measures. Because I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line, one of my doctors told me something about my PSA. And I was like, oh, whatever. I ain't listening to all that. You know, until ish got real. If people always ask me, well, how did you find out about the first time? I was going to get, here we go, transparency again. I was going to get a, what you call a consultation for a vasectomy. Yeah. I went into my urologist, like, yeah, I want to, how we go about it and what I need to do, da, 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 da. And he came in, he was like, are you a diabetic? Are you a diabetic? I said, no, I'm not diabetic. He's like, well, there's sugar in your urine, so I got to check your prostate. I didn't get a chance to get my PSA level checked first. Next thing you know, I'm elbows on the table, and I hear, and I ain't get a chance. So I'm trying to help you from being elbows on the table, latex on the hand, knuckles deep in your tailbone. I'm trying to help you prevent that. And all it takes is a PSA level test. I'm going to repeat these 3 letters all day long. PSA. Please save your anus. I'm telling you. Let me see if I got time for one more question around here. Let me see. Somebody said, like, okay, as far as like support and advocacy, right? Like, what have been your biggest support system to your journey, your family, friends, and things like that? I touched on that earlier about all y'all that's been reaching out, tapping in with me, showing love, like all that, man. Like, that's the only reason, because I'm not a real public person like that. I like to be out in the public, but I really don't tell my business like that. But it was put on my heart to do so because I believe that these kind of conversations can help somebody else from being here sitting where I am right now. From sitting in the spot where I'm at right now, fresh off of my second cancer removing surgery in 2 years. I've been under the knife the last 3 years. Remember, it all started back in 23 with my foot surgery. Remember that? And from that, I went from foot surgery to prostate surgery to kidney surgery. I ain't trying to get cut on anymore. I'm not trying to get cut. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut the cutting out. So I'm hoping y'all don't have to go through this same type of situation. Again, I'm staying on my soursop teas. I appreciate all those who've been sent that advice out as well. Yeah, like I said, I'd rather be golfing. I really would. I'd rather be golfing than sitting here recovering from a surgery. If I'm gonna be off work, I'd rather be swinging them sticks. But again, I'm trying to make sure that I do the things that are preventative from exacerbating my issue. We are getting older and we have to take care of ourselves. You know, because we are grandparents younger now, we're parents younger now, like things are moving at a faster, speedier rate now. You say you just started the soursop tea. That's what's talking about, Scarlett O'Hare, because it's not just for prostate. It's a cancer killing concoction. What'd you say? I might be biased. I'm sure you have a hell of a support, but I have a 5-foot praise and worship anywhere she can wipe. That's what I'm talking. Oh, you already know. You already know. Oh, yeah, we got to get out there, Monty Ma. So, hey, as soon as I'm off the men, baby, you know, I told you our game is similar, so we can go out there, have some fun, some laughs, and all that kind of stuff, man. Smoke some cigars, you know, sip on a cubed drink or two, you know, and we can have some fun, man. Like, you can come out there and play with me and my brother from another mother, my neighbor, Lawrence. We call our thing chronic and clubs. I know, Monty Ma, you don't do the chronic, but you can come out there swing the clubs. You know what I'm saying? But again, y'all, so I can't thank y'all enough because the support behind it all, like I said, my wife been an MVP, like, dog. And I say everything and everywhere I needed her to be, she been all of that and then some. I cannot thank her enough, dog. I cannot, because not only that, not only her, she get her prayer warriors on the phone. Her godmama Verna prayed for me both times before I went into surgery. Both, and it's 5:30 in the morning this last time. She ain't care. She got right on that horn with us, praying and speaking in tongues right there on the phone. Support, man. Support. To know you got people in your corner make you feel better when you go lay down and go to sleep. When they hit me with the Michael Jackson and the Prince, the propofol, and the what's the other one? You know what I mean? They hit me with both of them, the fentanyl and the propofol. And I was like, man, listen, I know I got people that's in my corner that's still praying right now while the robot's in my bellies. You see what I'm saying? Like that intercession is what they call it. They are interceding. A good woman is a God said, Mr. Cook, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, dog. She the one got me going to the doctor to get me to find this stuff out in the first place. Think about that. Let's you want to rewind to the origin. I wasn't going to no doctor like that. And anybody who know me know I always got a woman. But I ain't never had a good one like this one. And that's real. And that's no disrespect to anybody else. It's just saying like this one. Don't. Man, listen. She waiting to get off the chain for somebody on me. Boy, don't do it. So like, that's the thing, man. You know, so you got to be able to have somebody in your corner. The support has been my most healing factor. It starts at home. Hey, Lucy Lowe, it starts at home, but then it spreads out all around you. Because she told me one day, she was like, because I was told I was feeling bad one day. She said, you too good of a person to be being treated that badly. Don't you even let that weigh in on you. Don't even let that weigh in on you. And again, that in its own self, support mentally. This June, right? Men's Mental Health Month. So this Men's Mental Health Month. So let's get right here first. What's up, Robin Live? Let's get right mentally right here first. Healthy here first, fellas. And that way we'll start taking care of the rest of us. And we don't need as many cancer crushers. But if we need them out there, I'm ready to join right on with y'all. Jump right in with y'all. So as always, man, I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, tapping in. I thank everybody again. I cannot thank y'all enough for all of your prayers, all of your well wishes, all your good energy and vibes, all the ones who pulled up on me. Club Budlong, what's happening? All the ones who put my cousin Jennifer and Sheena Bina, they pulled up on me the other day. Like, man, it's just like the pull-ups are the ones that really make me like all giddy on the inside, because they don't even live here. The people that pulled up on me don't even live here, but they pulled in town just to pull up. I don't care if you was here for a concert. What's up, Story or Rory? I don't care if you was here for whatever. You could have been here for a gambling tournament. To take time out of your time here in Viva Las Vegas to pull up on me, man, that hit me right here in the left titty. Hit me right here in the left titty, baby. So again, everybody who prayed for me, everybody who even thought about me, you know, even the people that sent me the middle finger, thank y'all too, because y'all strengthened me. Every which way. The lovers and the haters, they strengthened me through it all. Because I know one thing, God got me and God got y'all, because we all in this thing together. So that's my time for the day. That's my time for the day. So I appreciate y'all stepping in. Again, as always, asking these questions, the ones that I got written down. I've got plenty more written down. Thank Courtney for, asking that main question. Like, is there anything that I noticed afterwards being diagnosed that I should have paid attention to before? And again, fellas, I'm going to say it one more time if I get off the line. If your P ain't as strong as it used to be, get your PSA levels checked. If you're waking up without morning wood in the morning, but your Johnson still work, still get your PSA levels checked. If you're peeing a whole bunch throughout the day, get your PSA levels checked. If you're getting a test period, get your PSA levels checked. I don't care if you're 35 or 45. Get your PSA levels checked, fellas, because there's a lot of stuff that's in the food that's been causing and exacerbating these issues. So, again, I want to thank y'all, as always, for tuning in and tapping in with the homie 360, the poet. Until next week, I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace and blessings. Again, y'all. Fellas, PSA check. In a minute.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot702.5fm.com.